Welcome back to Sakimas Ridge Homestead. I'm Brian, and this morning we need to get out behind me here and finish cutting this pasture.
Hello, and welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here.
I started cutting this Sunday, but it was threatening rain too bad, so I didn't want to have any of the camera equipment out. But we're done to about right out here. There's a big strip down the middle we have to get yet. So let me go show you our equipment, and then we'll get out there in the pasture and start cutting. This is our rotary cutter. I don't know, and Paula doesn't know, how we ended up buying this thing. But as you can see, the tail wheel is bent, and believe it or not, that's pretty straight. When we got it, it was really, really bad. That's about as straight as I could get it. This mount up front for the 3-point is all bent up. Got all kind of boogery weld there on the pin. I mean, this thing's just in horrible shape. It's got quite a bit of slop in the gearbox underneath here. Wait till this comes back around. These blades are worn horribly. I mean, this cutting surface should be all the way out here, and it's just worn back. I can't find blades for this thing. When we bought it, like I said, not understanding why we bought it, it had Ford on the side. So we assumed, oh, it must be a Ford brush cutter. They were always pretty well built, so maybe I can do a little work here and there and it won't be a big deal. Turns out that's just a sticker. The only identifiers on this thing, there's a plate. It's a little plate right here that has B5, a serial number, and like a PO box up top. Research I found, this appears to be made by BMB, which has been out of business for years. They were bought out by Rhino, but I can't, like I said, I can't find those blades anywhere for this. So we're not sure if we're just going to keep working on this thing or if we're going to just get a different one and try and get rid of this. Before we actually go out and do some cutting in the pasture, I want to tell you a quick story of what happened and how this mark got on the hood. I'm not sure how well you can see it in the video, but there's almost a hole right here in my hood. I'll post some still pictures that Paula took that shows what happened. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you may have already seen these pictures. But what happened was Saturday morning, I wanted to give this a good once over because we had never used this brush hog before. The blades were dull. Some of the bolts were loose, so I wanted to make sure it was as safe as I could get it before I used it. So what I did was I took the bucket on the loader, curled it over top of the 3-point, put a chain on it, and I was able to tip the bucket back and basically stand the brush hog up so I could work underneath it. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happened, if I pulled the stick the wrong direction or what caused it, but before I knew it, the brush hog was falling out of the bucket onto the hood of the tractor upside down. The tail wheel pipe hit right here, and that's what almost poked a hole in the hood. Luckily, are you done? Luckily, the most of the brush hog landed on the 2 loader arms, so it didn't crush anything under the hood. But it just kind of goes to show you how quick something can happen like that. 1 second, it's just about where I need it. The next second, everything's in slow motion and it's coming down toward me. And you can almost remember yourself just going, oh no, in that slow motion, because there's nothing you can do except get out of the way. Luckily, nobody was hurt. It didn't do much more damage than just this little mark on the hood. Well, it's a little more than a mark, it's almost a hole. But keep that in mind when you're working on stuff. It just takes that split second of not thinking, pulling the stick the wrong direction. Whatever the cause was, it happened quick. Well, this is where I ended cutting Sunday. I came up to this break and just spun around behind me to go out the gate right before it started raining. So we'll start here, work our way down and around the pasture.
Our tractor is a New Holland TC33D with a 3-range hydrostatic transmission. The tip for you is when you're using your tractor, you want to keep your hydrostatic pedal as far down as possible to create as much hydraulic fluid flow as possible to help keep the hydrostatic unit cool. So when I'm doing the brush hogging here, I'm in the middle range, which keeps my pedal down to the floor most of the time, except when I would get into the higher grass where I'd have to slow down a little bit. But that's the one tip you want to use, is you want to keep that pedal as close to the floor as possible at all times to try and keep that fluid as cool as possible.
There's one pass around. It's actually struggling a little bit this morning. It's still pretty wet from the rain. It rained Sunday night and yesterday quite a bit off and on, so the grass is really wet.
Up slightly.
And I
Did
don't
help
think
with the
with
bogging
those
down issue, but I still had to slow
nasty
down when I
old
got into the really
blades,
thick stuff.
they're thinner than a regular rotary cutter blade. I don't think there's enough momentum there that they keep themselves going. So once it gets into this heavier patches of stuff, it'll bog down pretty good where I have to slow the tractor way down. But it's getting the job done, so let's keep moving. that finishes the pasture. It's all nice and cut. The only thing we don't cut is this little patch right here, which is milkweed. Pottle likes to keep that for the monarch butterflies. There's usually another patch of it over here and one way in the back, but they looked pretty rough, so I went ahead and cut them down. But this one here looked pretty healthy, so I left it. But that's cutting the pasture with the rotary cutter. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Appreciate it if you subscribe. It helps the channel out. If you liked our videos, you can always give them a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.